Hello, Combat, and welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. In this video, we're going to be looking at the 5 best decks for Penny this week. She was a new card. We'll do a quick review of her, show you some decks, and then after that, show you 5 other decks that are performing quite well in the meta right now. Yeah, so let's get into it. So Penny, where is she? Where is Penny? Let me pull her up. There we go. Penny Parker is this week's card. Honestly, I wasn't feeling this card before it came out, but now that it's out, I don't mind it. I always thought it was going to be like a good card thing, right? It lets you play a 2 and you can play it on 3 as well, right? 2 into 3. Pretty good tempo. The robot's pretty good effect, right? Oh god, can I not switch over? There we go. The SRDR is pretty good. You can move, right? Gives it that extra effect. Obviously, putting it on Penny as well gives you that extra energy. Lets you play 5 and 4 if you go 2 into 3, right? So it's pretty good. For rating it out of 5, I would probably give it a 3.5, maybe a 4. Kind of being harsh on giving it a 4, I think. Yeah, 3.5 out of 5, I think. I'll be a little harsher. The card's good. It can fit in decks. It's flexible. It's also but at the same time, it can also feel a little slow, right? If you don't draw it early, you can feel a little awkward. Sometimes all you get is a 2-3 because you get better cards to play on 3. So unless you're playing it with like an Agony or something else to get the bonus energy from Penny, you can sometimes find it awkward to put the robot down. Yeah. But like if you Agony into Penny, let's you put like a Galactor on 4, on 3, fantastic, right? So it can be good. It can also feel a little late, like if you draw it on turn 3 or 4, sometimes it's just a 2-3. At that point, when you have a Jeff, so like it's good. It can also be pretty bad. So yeah, a 3.5 seems fair. Decent card. If you don't have any other cards in the spotlight cache, I'd probably go for it. But like, only if you're missing all 3 cards or something like that. I'd rather wait for like something more exciting, like maybe Doctor Doom. Probably a little bit more exciting this month, or save it for next month. Okay, so let's get into the decks then. Enough rambling. First up, we have like a move deck. Right, you've got your Jeff, you got Juggernaut to move their cards, you got Captain Marvel in here. Kind of just like really tempo-y, buffs, heavy. Wait, you don't even see the deck. Hold up. There we go, right. So, yeah, this is the deck. Right, you got some tempo stuff. Tech card with Shang-Chi. You got a couple of the move cards, like Jeff and Cap Marvel. You can move them with Juggernaut. So, pretty decent. It's like just a tempo-y deck. Pretty decent. Next up, we have a Wiccan list. Got a card that I just don't rate at all, but it seems to be making waves, should I say, in decks like this. Like it's a Dino deck, you're going to add cards to your hand. You got Wiccan, so you can play some turn. Obviously, you've got Goliath. It's been nerfed for like the 10th time, but this time it's just losing the power. Other good tech cards and stuff like that. Mystique to go either Gore or Dino. Obviously, we've got Penny in it because these are the Penny decks. Next up, we have C3. Cerebro just got a buff where it went down to 2 cost. I will say, I think even if Cerebro cost 0, the card will still be terrible. Just for the fact that it's just so punishing. I don't know what you do to it to make it less punishing. But like, the fact that you can get a positive buff, you can get a random card to your location, negative buffs, negative power. You know, there's too many things that can like mess up a Cerebro. Obviously you've got Valkyrie, right, where you could reset the power, but if it's a location, you're kind of screwed, and you'd have to run a location card. Like you can see here, this one doesn't have a location. You've got Luke Cage for the negative stuff, but there's positive buffs, you'd have to Valkyrie yourself, and then you're not using it on their cards. It just gets, it's not worth the effort in my opinion, which kind of sucks because it's a cool idea, right? Playing cards with the same power, get a buff. It's just too punishing, but you know, it's still a card. Next up, we have Phoenix Force. You got Penny in here to buff up like the multiple man or the Phoenixes, right? Or Human Torch even. Yeah, so you could go this version. I did put a deck out like this week, but I went more Nimrod. This is like more on the move style. I would say go in this style. I'd probably swap a Liar for like a Tribunal, maybe. Then again, you don't get the Phoenix Force down a multiple man. Maybe not, maybe not. Kind of awkward which one you choose. And then lastly, we have like a buff one where this got Scarlet Spider, Galacta, Gwen, Namora, your Zabu, Hulk Buster, Penny, Agony. So you kind of just try to buff up all your cards, get some advantage. Ideally, everything kind of goes on Scarlet Spider, right? And you split it, and then you have two. But you have Symbiote in here, you have Namora. There's plenty of ways to buff. I like the idea of the buff stuff, right? And that's it for the Penny decks. So I'll just show you 5 other decks that are performing well right now on the ladder. First up is Discard. There's different ways of doing Discard. You can do a Malekith version if you wanted to. I did a weird little Hela deck, Hela Discard this week as well, if you want to check that one out, where it's like going around Gambit and Moon Knight instead of like Hellcow and stuff like that, right? So we're trying to, and we've got Fenris in here, so we're trying to be aggressive with our discard, and also having a little backup plan of Hela in there. It was kind of fun, not gonna lie. Where were we? 7, right? Next up, Surfer. Surfer just in a great spot, right? There's plenty of other frees. If you don't have any of these frees, right? There's other frees, like so many good frees. Like just quickly look down the list, right? Sage is a decent enough free. You could go Patriot Surfer, right? Bishop's not the end of the world. You've got Werewolf, it's a little awkward. You could put Rogue in here. You could even go Gambit, obviously, and Nick here if you wanted to. Luke Cage, Mobius, Fastos, NTW, you know, Speed, Strong Guy, even if you wanted to go that way. You probably put Frigga in here, Jean, Kari, Nocturne. There's so many good frees that, oh, you can't even see them. Oh, I was going down the list. Oops, whatever. So like, Surfer's just got so many good. Anytime there's a new free drop, it's pretty good, right? So yeah. Next up, we have everyone's favorite deck, Arashim. It got a nerf this week where it's killed its energy a little bit. This is the deck that I've seen was doing the best since the patch with Arashim, which is kind of surprising. I thought they'd probably get rid of the Loki since you can't Loki on one. But this seems to be the one, whether this is how it'll settle. It does feel a little like nothing's changed, considering it's lost 2 power. And you can't obviously copy cards that you've already got, right? Arashim doesn't give you like a second Shang-Chi or Eliath, which is, I think, was overlooked a lot. More people paying attention to the lost energy, but the fact you can't copy cards you've already got in your deck is great, right? Stops you getting a double Eliath or double Shang-Chi. Next up, we have Thor's list. Honestly, the one thing I will say about this OTA this week was I don't understand why Beta Ray got +2 power to his hammer while Thor's hammer is still 0, right? It is a 0. Yeah, like, what? Like, it's a little harsh that Thor's hammer doesn't even have a single power while Beta Ray's has got 3 power on it now. Like, really? It seems a little harsh considering Beta Ray is already bigger than Thor. But, you know, who am I to complain about that? It just seems weird to me that both of them don't have power. But yeah, 4 stuff. Lockjaw got a buff as well, right? Didn't he go from a 4-4 to a 4-5? I think. Good old... I miss old Lockjaw. I mean, I guess it's technically better right now than the old Lockjaw, right? Because they changed this card so much that I remember the good old days of Lockjaw. Anyways, enough rambling. And the last deck is just a Wiccan deck. It's more, we're not running like Penny or anything this time. Got Speed in here, Valentina to give us stuff. You could probably go like an Ajax deck as well. There's plenty of options. Like Wiccan seems to be one of the top cards right now. It seems to be fitting in. I'm not sure why it just took over so far right now. I guess it's just the extra energy and stuff like that, and some good 2s and 3s. Like, I don't know, but Wicked seems to be everywhere right now, and the decks is performing well. Anyways, enough rambling. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you tomorrow for another video.